Are you listening? Damn.
You jealous?
No. But I have a receipt for my marijuana. Are
Me
you
too.
jealous?
I do too, motherfucker. We get it from the same motherfuckers.
Yeah. Jake from State Farm.
Mile High CBD buds, baby. Hold it down.
That's the best CBD. Hold it down, baby. Pimp squad. Um, but no, all right. We're 1 minute in, so I'll just wait till it goes 1 minute and then I'll start.
Oh, dude, I wanted you just to start right away because I was gonna keep that. The Mile High CBD.
Oh shit. I don't know if he wants us thinking that we're like, because we was talking about getting high at first or smoking blunt. I guess we didn't say getting high.
Yeah, you fucked it all up, bro.
I fucked it all up. All right, ready? One of the things that I always like to see in a fight. I mean, obviously, like the next guy, I always enjoy a good grudge match. Like, when dudes talk shit and they don't like each other, if it's genuine. You know what I mean? I feel like, especially after some bigger name guys, it became the norm to talk shit rather than just trying to compete. But
You mean
one of the
trash
things-
talk?
Yeah, trash talk. You know what I mean? Rather than just going in there and competing. So that's one of the things that I always respected. But one of the things that always cracked me up, and I feel like you and I had a good system for this, is because whenever you'd fight, I would talk shit, and whenever I would fight, you would talk shit. Because I never understood the idea of just talking bad about your opponent for 2 months before the fight, about how bad they are, about how easy you're gonna win, about how like everybody should just come watch you fuck somebody up, and then after the fight, you want people to like pat you on the back and tell you good job. Well, it's like, well, nah, you just spent 2 months telling me how easy this was going to be. I thought you'd have finished it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But like the one thing that I do got to mention, I always talk shit before my fights. And it wasn't, I would never, but I wouldn't do it that way. I would never say that they suck or anything like that. I would play up to the fact that you're a good wrestler, you're a good fucking boxer, you're good this, whatever, you're good at this and that. But it don't fucking matter because we're gonna beat your fucking ass. And I kept it as simple as that. I'd throw out some dickhole smashing shit, just going out like always telling people how I'm just going to beat your ass and how nothing matters. That way when I did win, I got way more credit for. I mean, there's some guys on my record that, I should have beat them. But at the time, no one knew that, and then started progressing in my record. I mean, started progressing in my career and going against tougher guys. You never want to tell people that they suck. And then let's say you struggle to beat them.
Yeah.
Let's say you get your ass whooped. Oh my God. You just got your ass whooped by the guy that fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever think it's smart to like come at your opponent's skills, like necessarily. Just acknowledge that they have it, but it's not going to play a factor because they're a bitch and you're not.
Yeah, and it's schoolyard rules. You know what I mean? There's no takebacks. You can't spend 2 months telling me one thing and then try to switch it around after the fight, whether you win or lose. You can't come after the fight and be like, well, no, that guy was a little bit better than I thought. Well, nah, man, he sucked. So you really suck. You know what I mean?
For real, dude. Oh, and I do got to answer another question from the fans just right now. Like, we're gonna get back onto the topic, but this is just a question that I know they got. Yes, I am smoking a blunt through a motherfucking bong right now, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a question that somebody had. I kind of had that
question.
question.
I heard it. I don't know if it came through on your headphones, but it did on mine.
It did. And now that you mention it, I first was like, maybe I didn't hear it. I thought I was going crazy, but no, I heard it.
That was a good one. Okay. We can get back to that topic. No,
I don't know.
So,
dude.
No. So when it does come down to when people talk shit about how bad their opponent is, dude, just be ready to be called out on that shit. Like afterwards, like say it goes to the third round, you better be ready to tell everybody that you were drunk before the fight, and then you better be ready to explain to the commission why the fuck you were drunk before the fucking fight.
Exactly. And I know we talk about it local, but this is something where I don't even have to name any names. I mean, if you're going to talk a lot of trash before the fight and then you get flying kneed in 5 seconds, you got to expect the repercussions after the fact. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, so to talk it, you got to be able to take it. And I think some of the best at talking do take it well at a high level. But the problem is like, when it comes, huh?
Chael Sonnen.
Oh yeah, Chael
Okay,
did it.
sorry. But yeah.
But the problem with Chael though is he's undefeated, undisputed, never lost a round. So it's tough when you're that good to even have anybody ever even in a question with you. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's been in the ring with John Jones, Anderson Silva, Fedor, everybody. And like I said, he's undefeated, never lost a round. Do the math, go look it up. So I mean, sometimes you got to point fingers at the bad guy. Chael's that dude.
He handles it so well, and like, yeah, that's what you were speaking on. Like, if you are gonna dish all that stuff out, you better be ready to take it in stride, motherfucker, or just completely deny it ever happened. But that's the thing, and that's the mental capacity that it takes to be one of those guys. And I see some people doing it, but they're not actually ready for it. Like, I talked a lot of shit throughout my career, and then somebody said, "Didn't you say this?" It's like, yeah. Like, well, well, it didn't happen. And it's like, yeah, right. I was like, yeah, you are right. And I just leave it at that. And it's like, dude, and I'm right into the next fight talking even more shit. But it's like what are you gonna do? You're gonna hurt my feelings, but that's the thing. Like, we all do got feelings. There are things that trigger every single one of us.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. Like, if you're going to be one of those guys that try to set triggers before the fight, you better be ready for people to trigger you after the fight. And that's the hard part to deal with. That's where it honestly, like, it kind of either people kind of start running from it, or they're afraid of what's going to happen afterwards. And I don't know how that affects a lot of guys mentally, like, after they let those words sink in, or as Joe Rogan even puts it, reading the comment section. You got to stay away from that shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially, we've all been there. You can talk as much shit as you want in a public room with your friends around, and everybody's like, yeah, you're right. And you're like, yeah. But the fact is when you're taking a shower, when you're laying down at night, you have to know in the back of your head, when you're just thinking to yourself, if you truly mean it, or if you're just, writing a check to that you're not ready to cash, because like I said, this is the hurt business. There's repercussions to it, and sometimes you talk shit to the wrong guy, you wake up a monster, I believe Jorge Masvidal quoted, and shit goes wrong. And so, when it comes down to, I like the way you put it as well, where you can attack them at their strengths. One of the things that cracked me up and why I even brought this up was when they attack guys at their skill level, because it's just like, you tell me how easy it is. I'm not even sure if I want to buy tickets for this. I want a guy that's telling me how tough of a fight he has, because I want to see how good he is.
Okay, dude. Okay, let's. I'm gonna use an example that everyone's probably familiar with. Fucking Tyron Woodley versus Carl Usman.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking that shit. He completely dismissed his game leading up to the fight, knowing that I know he has a ton of respect for his game, but then to see the fight play out the way it did, it was just like, damn, dude. And I'm a huge Woodley fan. Oh my God. Like that hurt me when that happened, and it just, and all of the things that he said before the fight, now it's like, you got to play the backtrack mode and like, well, I always had respect for it, but it's like, well, that's not what you said. It's like, well, I know that's not what I said. Now you have to play the explain game. And then it, like, the whole demeanor or sometimes even the facade, because that's what it will be, and that all gets smashed right away. And are you ready for it? And that's what, honestly, but because I don't like talking about the UFC too much, but like, that honestly is what makes every single Colby Covington fight so much more interesting to me.
Oh yeah,
I'm a fan of his, and it's like, if he loses, like, I'm not waiting for him to lose. It's just like, this is MMA, dude. It's like, it's not a matter of like if, it's when, and it's it's going to happen sometime. It's just, are you going to be out of the game before your time ever came, before you were going to lose? Some people are lucky enough to retire before that happens, but not everyone is. And now, and he's not undefeated anyway. So like, let's say he gets smashed in a fight and he's talking all that hot shit going into it. How is he going to handle it? And how is he going to react afterwards? That's honestly, that's so interesting. Like, and that is what plays into the mindset. That's what made it so interesting with Chael Sonnen too, and now when we see guys on the local level, like trying to follow those footsteps, it's like, how are you gonna follow those footsteps after the repercussions start to play a game?
And that's something that we haven't even had a chance to see play out, especially with Colby yet. Because you mentioned, he's not undefeated, but that loss he took was before Colby Covington. That was Colby Chaos Covington, the wrestler from Oregon State that everybody knew was tough, and he grinded out. And then all of a sudden, he made it public himself. He realized he had to make a couple changes in his image, a gimmick, I guess would be the word to choose. And it's worked for him.
And I love it.
He's been winning. I'm a fan. I enjoy watching him fight. And it's one of the places where whether you're watching him to watch him win or watch him lose, you're watching. But we haven't seen him lose with this where he's at now. There's videos of Colby, where he's not playing the image. You clearly see he's a normal guy. So you can only assume one way, but there's a lot of pressure on it when you're talking this much trash, and especially with the fight he has coming up, how personal that one is.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I want to dabble into this just a little bit, like the whole pro wrestling aspect. We grew up watching pro wrestling. Oh, yeah. WWE, Raw, Monday Night, fucking SmackDown, all that shit. They would all talk shit all the way leading up to that. And then however it would play out, they'd lose, win, however, or get embarrassed or get jumped, however, it's WWE, bro, but all of that stuff. And then out in the real world, it's like, there's some guys that out there are going to come up to him and say, hey, yeah, that's why Stone Cold beat your ass. And it's like, yeah, okay.
You got me.
Yeah, you got to have that type of a mindset. Like, and it's like, not, okay, like when I say pro wrestling mindset, I think real fighters will understand what I mean when I'm saying that, when it comes to the backlash of the words from the hurtful things people will say.
No, definitely, and I think it's a fair comparison because obviously there's difference to where their storylines are scripted, and in the MMA storylines, they actually play out how the cards are dealt. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, all you can do is move forward. So whether you're Chael, you're Colby, or whether you're Connor, you talk all the shit leading up to the fight. All you can do, win or lose, is just move on to the next one, because that's where the tickets are going to sell. And it's the guys that can't do that right away. It's the ones that take that loss hard that it'll truly affect. But if you look at the highest level, if you look at Chael, he'll lose and he'll call out somebody in the cage like he just won the fight. You know what I mean? So it's just, when you get it, you get it. But the problem is, like you said, a lot of guys, especially at the local level, they see this, they see the TV portion of it, but they don't know the work that goes into it or the thought process that goes into it all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody doesn't know what they're doing, because that would just be ignorant on my behalf. Yeah. But like I said, a lot of the times when you go in it from a different way, a way of malice, especially when there's always going to have fights where there's a true beef. You've had fights. Everybody's had fights where you're like, I'll fight this guy, whether we're getting paid or not, I'll fight this guy. But when it's just sheer competition, it doesn't always have to be that. And like I said, we went through an era of it, and I think that is coming to an end. I think we're coming into a new era. I can't even put a name on it yet. Everybody wants belts. The
chaos era.
Yeah. But
shout out to Colby Covington.
Yeah, shout out to Colby Covington. Like I said, he has his hands full, but that's a crazy fight. Like I said, I know we don't normally get into that, but if you look at that one on paper, especially, they have a lot of similar opponents that they did a lot of similar stuff too. So when you put them into the cage together, it's going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, I'm watching, so you don't
See?
gotta sell me on that shit.
No.
No, but fucking A, yeah. Did we answer the question?
To be fair, I don't remember the question.
Well, fuck, I would say check your phone, but we answered it. Fuck it. Even if
Fuck.
we didn't, what up? What you gonna do about it, nigga?
We
That's the first time I said the N-word on the show, isn't it?
yeah,
I hope I don't get beat up.
you might get beat up.
Nigga, 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 nigga. Nigga, 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 nigga.
Dude, this feels like that episode of South Park.
Nigga,
They
nigga,
were
nigga,
saying-
nigga, 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 nigga.
They were saying the F word, and they had like a little counter at the top, and they were like, "How many times can we say it in one episode? We should get a little counter and see how many times you can go."
Nigga, 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 nigga. Okay. Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Boom.
Are you listening? Damn.